Hi, welcome into The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast, if we do say so ourselves. We are Ice Cream, my name is Graham, and this is the man that we call Mr. Bib. I'll read Bib.
Good morning, Graham. How we doing?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad, mate. Not too bad. He says good morning. It might not be good morning. It might be good evening. It might be good night. Whatever time you watch this, because we are live on Twitch. It's 10 a.m.-ish. On the 10th of January 2025, but we are recording the podcast, which will then put onto podcast services, video services and stuff at some other point. So it's morning for us, it might not be for you, whatever time of day it is. Hi, how you doing? Anyway, if you are new here, as mentioned, I'm Graham, this is Bib. We are Ice Cream, and this is the UK's #1 video game podcast, The Scoop. We are here to give you our thoughts and our impressions of the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories, usually over the last week of video games happenings. However, we've just had Christmas. This is our first podcast in 2025, so it's everything over the last month, really. We'll only talk about the stories from the last week or so, but if you do have anything else that you want to chat about, then please do feel free to get involved in the chat. And it's important that you do, because we are live on Twitch, and as we said, the podcast is an on-demand piece of content, so anyone that was watching that does not get involved. They don't get to ask questions and influence the content, so we'd appreciate if you guys can do that. Nice. So we're live on Twitch. The podcast goes out as a video podcast on YouTube and an audio podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and Amazon. So please do feel free to get involved on behalf of yes. Anyone that's in the pre-show, this is a running theme. I can't talk this morning. We'll just ignore it and we'll go with it. Yeah, please do feel free to get involved. Before we jump into the news, though, a couple of talking points. If you are new here, this is the first stream of 2025. And it's also the first week of the month. Well, it is for us anyway. The first Monday of every month that's not a bank holiday, and that we are in. We export a list of people that are subbed to our channel on Twitch. Anyone that's a sub, whether you paid for it, whether it was gifted sub, whether it's a Prime sub, whatever, has a chance of winning a prize. It's just a little bit of a way of us to thank people for supporting the channel. So that was this week. We'll be doing that within the Discord, !Discord, for anyone on Twitch that wants a link to that. You will be able to see who bags a prize a little bit later on today, Friday, 10th of January 2025. If you want to be in next month's loot drop, then all you need to do is be subbed on the first Monday of next month. Nice. Okay, Mr. Bib, should we jump in?
Graham.
Talk some video game news?
Jesus.
Okay, good.
I think we should.
Good
Just joking
response.
about.
Nice. Yeah. I've just realised I didn't actually open up the news screen properly, so that's something that I will have to do imminently. You could tell I've not had it. Like when I'm looking at the news screen, the last thing that I had searched for on the news screen was a Triumph Mars, which was a phone from about 2000-ish. We must have been having a mobile phone conversation again pre-Christmas, but there you go. 12 says choking on his Capri Sun. Capri Sun? Nice. He's only jealous. Anyway, okay, we'll jump over to the news tab, because we are going to jump straight into things. We're going to try and keep things brief for you guys today, because obviously we like to chat to you guys on Twitch, but a lot of people that watch and listen to this stuff on demand, maybe on the old Spotifys and stuff, they don't get that conversation, so we'll jump straight in. This is the first story from Eurogamer, written by Tom Phillips, and the title says, PUBG unveils chatty co-op buddy powered by generative AI that's designed to play and talk like a human teammate. Tagline says, Bolobby. So yeah, interesting one, this one. In terms of, like, it's actually quite positive, realistically, but not realistically. Technically, quite positive. Realistically, not so sure, but we'll jump into that. If you've got any thoughts, please do feel free to jump in and let us know. But PUBG Maker Crafton has unveiled what it's calling co-playable characters, or CPCs. Essentially, AI companions that are designed to move, shoot, and talk like a human teammate. The technology is powered by an on-device small language model, an SLM, and NVIDIA ACE technology, which uses generative AI to chat and react to your voice commands. Oh, I didn't actually know it was voice, so that's interesting. In essence, it's a smart AI partner with the functionality of chatbot built in. NVIDIA says its ACE technology allows for, I'm assuming it's pronounced ACE, it's ACE in caps. We're just going to go with ACE. Excuse me. So NVIDIA says its ACE technology allows for, quote, companions that comprehend and support player goals and enemies that adapt dynamically to player tactics, end quote. It's powered by a language model that's, quote, capable of planning at human-like frequencies required for realistic decision-making, end quote. NVIDIA continues, as well as multimodal, I'm going to drop the quote bits because fucking... just put it in as one fucking sentence, mate. But anyway, as well as multimodal SLMs for vision and audio that allow AI characters to hear audio cues and perceive their environment. How will this work in PUBG? As seen in the video above, there is a video embedded in the article, from Crafton, players will be able to team up with a PUBG ally who responds to your commands, such as finding a specific armor item or running to your side. There's even the suggestion that your PUBG ally will undertake in a bit of banter. Quote, I carry for a living, the robot voice says. Bit creepy. Nice, funny. As yet, there's no word on when PUBG Ally will go live in-game, but further CPCs are also on the way. Crafton's upcoming Sims-like life simulation game, InZoi, will also use the technology with co-playable characters named Smart Zoi that will essentially act as human-like NPCs within the experience designed to support your own character. Okay, I'm going to hit play on this video, but I'm going to keep it muted just to have it running in the background. Did you see any of this the other day, babe?
Yes, I did, because NVIDIA did like a little presentation, didn't they?
Yeah.
But I didn't watch the presentation. I just saw someone split the presentation out into tweets, and that's how I found out about it in the first place. I really do like this idea. I don't know how it's going to affect the actual gameplay per se, though. Like, I don't play PUBG all that often. I certainly don't play console PUBG. I definitely play a lot more PUBG mobile than do the console version of the game. So I don't know how this is going to affect it, because obviously the bots in the game, you can tell from a mile away with the shooting patterns that they have, and unless you get into like a top 10 situation, I feel like the difficulty kind of spikes just a little bit. And I don't mean it's like super difficult. I just mean like the start to hit the shots a little bit more. But again, that could be completely different on console. Again, don't play console PUBG all that often, but I do feel like this is a good step in the right direction. I've just seen something that Tito said, though, about saying if you have to create AI players, it doesn't say that you have confidence in your game's player count. I don't think that's the case with this. It could be, but the way I see it is they're just making the bots that are already in there a little bit smarter and compatible with you. If you have them on your team, for instance, like, I don't think that they're inflating the count. I just think that they're making them a little bit smarter. Like, this technology was in games and has been in games for a long time. A perfect example was SOCOM back on the PS2, where you could literally tell your teammates to break through the door or flank left, flank right, and you was talking into a USB microphone on the PlayStation 2 to direct your teammates. Like, this isn't new technology in terms of what you're actually giving directions to.
Well,
AI.
not a new concept, at least.
Yeah, but having this in like a battle royale, for instance, is obviously a brand new concept. So I'm interested to see whether how this progresses, or even if it's still usable. Like, I've just seen Ichio say, of course this is going to understand every single word that I'm saying, obviously being a Geordie. So this is, I'd like to see how this, I mean, you guys, you Graham, you Nietzsche, and the rest of the PUBG lot, this would be perfect for you guys to give me the lowdown on how this will affect your gameplay aesthetic, shall we say. Is this a function that you're going to want to use? Like, can you, scenario time, you're in your office, you're doing your dailies, no one else is online, you're thinking, do you know what, I'll give it a go. Can you see yourself sat there in your office talking to the AI in the game?
I mean, depends. So oh, actually, I've not put the discussing now. Discussing now. Zabot. PUBG Unveils. Chat AI. Bode. Okay. Show. Bosh. So, depends. I will start positively. Let's talk Ready Player One sort of stuff. Like, so Tito's comment about saying it doesn't fill you with confidence if you're having to fill your bot full of AI. I completely understand that. But let's say the lobby's fine. There's a good player base, job's good, but you don't have people to play with. like, maybe it's you don't have people to play with often because you work shitty shifts or whatever, or maybe you just one night when your usual buddy's not there, having an AI in that works well where you can just be like, obviously there's going to be limitations to it to an extent. Naturally, with the passing of time, AI has come quite far in the last 5 years. 5 years from now, it could be phenomenal. Could also just be similar dog shit. But if you get to a point where you know that you can rely on AI doing this, that, and the other, then that's kind of cool. But at the same time, I still think I'd prefer to play solos. If I was like fake playing a duos game, and was playing against fake duos and real duos and stuff like that, I don't play duos for the idea of sending a bot around and playing. I play duos for the banter.
Mm-hmm.
I play duos for someone to talk to chat shit, chew the fat, all that, those idioms that you want to throw out. I don't do it just because the mode gives me extra satisfaction. Don't get me wrong, duos is my favourite mode. Playing with someone else because you've got the camaraderie, the banter, and you then get to make the creative plays and stuff. I don't feel like I need a bot to satisfy that. It's the social interaction, and AI is a long way from that. So having an AI be able to bring me something back, great, you've just helped me loot. You've got me a looting aid. That is akin to having the little yellow icon that appears over loot that you need now. Oh, you've got a sevens gun? This loot now has a flashing icon in it to let you know that it's there.
Good for bait though.
Yeah, but like
you go through that door and then you can see where the shots are coming from.
Yep, there's people in there.
It's perfect.
So it's good if you don't have people to play with and you need to play that mode or something. Or maybe you want to play squads and you've just got a space missing and you want to fill it out. You don't want to play 3-mans because you're a man down. Like, there are positives to this, like, undeniable, and no one would say that they're not, naturally. But getting back into the reality of it then is, who really wants it? Who wants to play as duos that much that they need a bot? Who wants to play squads that much that they need an AI bot in there? And with the state of AI in PUBG at the moment, the difference is the AI in PUBG has been made by by PUBG's teams. That AI, frankly, and nobody can tell me different, is horrendous. Like, the fact that a bot just gets up, mooches forward, crouches, stands up, turns around, goes back to where it's come from, crouches, stands up, turns back, goes to where it comes from, crouches, and does that over and over and over. It's weird. The fact that a bot could be 600 meters away from you, maybe not quite 600, but like I said, 200 meters away from you, doesn't know you're there. You've not shot, you've not thrown a grenade, you're stood in cover. As soon as you look at it, it just weirdly gets some sort of sixth sense. Oh, someone's that way, and then it runs and hides behind it. Like, weird shit. The AI is crap. However, the AI being powered by NVIDIA's tech, like NVIDIA have done some really, really good AI stuff. I mean, obviously, you see it without even seeing it all the time in terms of technically with things like DLSS. Their super sampling takes your 1080p content and smashes it into 4K HDR, and you don't even notice most of the time. Same thing with ray tracing and all that stuff. They're upscaling a lot of your content digitally without you even realizing. They have got good shit. And that stuff, we're talking like thousands of computations every second. They know what they're doing. So that could be really good. And having something where bots do speak to you naturally can simulate social interaction. So there's good stuff there. But I don't want a fake person. I don't want fake robo friend online. I would rather have that AI being put into my enemies, like the bots in the field. Make them better. Don't make them speak to me and shit like that. Make them do stuff that's actually human and ties into the main core of the game, which is be the last one standing by any means necessary, and build that in a way that compensates real players killing real players, because it's a multiplayer game. It's not a single player game that's PvE. It's meant to be PvP. Yeah, fair enough, PvE elements and so on, but nobody wanted this. And this is the thing, you look at PUBG's responses, the responses to PUBG's post. Actually, let me step back again. I wasn't even sure if this was supposed to be announced, you know. because PUBG didn't post anything. They just shared NVIDIA's tweets like, oh, by the way, just to confirm, this hasn't been greenlit yet. Actually, their word was greenlit. They don't even know what the word greenlit is. So this hasn't been greenlit at all yet. It's in progress. It's a work in progress sort of thing. But everyone's responses, apart from one or two, were like, who is asking for this? There's already too many bots in the game. We don't need more bots. We don't want to play against them, let alone play with them. So whilst technologically, and because I'm a tech enthusiast, I love the idea of advancing technology. Doesn't mean I want it in everything. So whilst it sounds cool, whilst it's good that we're getting generative AI systems advancing in a way that can help beef out games, doesn't have to be in every game, is where I stand on that one.
Yeah, I mean, there's also the thing, I don't believe it's been made for this, but maybe people who have some form of social anxiety or don't have any online friends and things like that, this could be something for them to get some form of interaction. I don't believe it's been made for that, but it's just another way that it could be utilized across the board for those types of people, maybe.
Imagine getting scripts for like aim bots and wall hacks and stuff, but putting them on your AI teammate. I didn't cheat, it was him, not me. Yeah, damn. Fucking Ed 209 rocks up alongside your fucking Daleks exterminate. Yeah, damn. Okay, let me jump back through the chat and catch you up. So we got back to Tito's. If you have to create AI players, doesn't say you have confidence in your game's play account. Like I say, yes and no. Naturally, that's just one line that you've put out. But yeah, I agree, but I don't agree at the same time. It definitely will not have any negative impact on the actual game. Definitely will not break anything, says West. I think that's sarcasm. Sounds like something you want to insta-kill. So soon you'll be getting cussed out by a bot. Yeah, exactly. Imagine, like, fucking silly o'clock at night. All your mates have gone to bed. PUBG's sweaty as fuck, so you thought, fuck it, I'm going to go play with a bot. Yeah, fine, I'm not doing solos anymore. I'll play with some bot to carry me. You spray and you miss, and you just hear, are you going to hit them soon? Or something, or just like a nice spray, lol. Fucking bot murders will go up 600%, guaranteed. God damn.
Oh god, imagine though being turned down. Like Wes comes on and goes, Graham, do you fancy running some games tonight? Because of course he does that every single night. Graham, do you fancy running some games tonight? You're like, nah, I've already got a partner, thanks. You log in. Graham's playing with AI bot. You're like, oh fuck this, I'm never playing with him again.
I mean,
yes.
Yeah. So Nietzsche, this is going to work when I try to talk to it. Sure, it'll understand me, no problem. Whereas it then followed up with, Divot, now what you getting on about? You like Divot? Yeah, we were joking about this on Wednesday as well. When we were talking about it. It's like, hey, botman, go and grab us a backpack, like, I need one to put my stuff in it. And it's like fucking Americanized AI voice goes, sorry, didn't catch that. Like, fuck.
What about it goes, press 1 to shoot your gun. Press 2 to loot this level 1 helmet. Like, what the fuck?
Tito, 11! 11! Freedom! 11!
Oh, what a sketch. What a sketch.
Fucking, I see that all the time. Do you know what? About 5 years ago, I was working on a meme to change it into a Stranger Things reference, like if Stranger Things was in Scotland, 11. But I just thought, I'll leave it. Bot, find me a moonscope. I don't know what one of those is. Even I can kill bots on PUBG. That should tell you everything about them, says Lake. Yeah, exactly. Lake is okay at this game, actually, mate. No, the bots are turgid and they're meant to be poor, but it's the unnatural movements, like the fact that not even a really good player, a decent player can kill an average player really easily by you track the movement, you spread them around. It's often harder to kill a bot because they don't have natural movements. You know where they're going. But because it's so unnatural, you can't just hit them with your normal spray. You have to just wait until they get to the end of their movement and pop. and then they go back and they come back and you pop them again, and you end up killing them, but in a different way that doesn't actually benefit your skill improvements for when you do come across a real player, because it's just a completely different thing. Shite. But this is new technology on a broken game. What are you laughing at?
But yeah, shy.
Fucking it is. PUBG AI is fucking wank. And I will say that to anyone and everyone. It is dog shit. And nobody can disagree with me at all. It is shit. It's the lowest form of what you could call an AI, because it's not like artificial intelligence. It's not AI. It's just AP or fucking artificial programming. It's not even. It's just programming, because it's not artificial. It actually is programming. It's just things have been programmed to do certain things in certain situations. They aren't learning. There is no intelligence there, which is fine. Okay, it doesn't have to be AI, but the level of programming on them is so abysmally bad. But the thing is, though, PUBG are improving that, but in stupid ways. Like rather than stopping a bot from just running out into the blue and dying, like because it doesn't realize where the blue ends, PUBG programmed the bots to emote in front of you in the lobby and punch you like other players do. That's what I need my AI teammates and opponents to do. Yeah, punch me an emote in the lobby and not actually play the game better. Great success. So yeah, I mean, the AI bringing it in will be a nice thing. So when you do bot lobbies and stuff like that, I would rather play against more realistic bots. Whether that comes to console or something, we'd have to see. If it's NVIDIA generative AI, are they going to be able to deploy that across all systems? Do we get disparity now between the console game versus the PC game? Because we're only just getting to a point where things are starting to match up in terms of release cycles and things like that. So, once again, good potential. Don't really need it. We'll have to see what it comes to. Only thing I'd say could be an issue is Sanhok is seemingly struggled to compute the map destruction. Adding all the amount of data / compute power needed could be interesting. Assuming it's server-side, if so, how does packet loss affect it, say, in battle? Yeah, exactly. Fucking your bot just suddenly goes, bing, just fucking teleports up the hill like, hi, I'm up here. What are you doing down there? What the fuck? How'd you get up there, motherfucker? Yeah. No, yeah. I can just see it ending up like that Scottish voice opera. I've done that one. 11. Yeah. Scotland! Best tactic is to play it as a bot would when enemies approach, then boom, human now. Oh, you're dead? Oh, well. Yeah, see, that's the absolute... Like, imagine that, though. Like, you get your default skins on, you just crouch walk out into the open, human guy's like, lol, he's just a bot. And then fucking Panzerfaust rocket launcher over the shoulder. Boom.
Worth it.
Yeah. Make your next legal U-turn. We're safe. Do a U-turn. Yeah, exactly. Full on sat-nav-esque sort of voice. It is AI, artificial incompetence. But it's not, though. It's just because it's not artificial. It's legitimate incompetence. There's nothing fake about that incompetence. It's really bad. I still remember that round you had where that bot was trying to shoot you through a hill because it somehow detected you. Yeah, that and like being able to see through soft cover that is visually distracting. So like you'll get leaves and stuff that hangs down over the screen that human players can't see through. But because it's not a hard surface texture that can stop bullets, it's invisible to the bot's coding. So it can't see you can't see it, but it can shoot you. You can't shoot it. Well, you can shoot it if you knew where it was, but you don't know where it is. Whereas it just knows where you are. And being underwater, bullet penetration doesn't go through water. Bots, doesn't matter. That's like you're just floating in an open space of death kind of thing. Don't swim when there's a bot nearby because the water doesn't stop bullets for them. Anyway, that's a whole PUBG stuff to the side. I've done that one. Well, yep, all caught up on comments. We'll leave that there. So PUBG has new AI stuff. To wrap that back up again, if you missed the conversation, I am very much in favour of AI tech pushing games forward when done rightly. And this improving and adding a function, I am not against. Why that? Why are we focusing on that? Like, we've got so much more that could be focused on. It's cool tech. Just did we need that? is my approach to that. For PUBG specifically, that coming to video games in general is not a bad thing. So I'm open to seeing more of that elsewhere when it makes sense.
Yeah, this isn't going to bring back lapsed players. Let's be honest. This isn't a completely new way that you're going to be able to play PUBG for players who haven't played for 2 or 3 years. They're not going to be gagging to get back into the battlegrounds, are they? Let's be honest.
Yeah, like a lot of people that have left PUBG actively use bots as a reason for them not playing PUBG anymore. That's full of bots now, though, isn't it? That is the comment. Actually, no, not generally. Like, there is times, especially late nights and things like that, and different modes, it can be full of bots. But that's the stick that people already beat PUBG with. Probably a bit more than is fair, but there's a reason for that. So to counter that by putting better bots in it is not really listening to the argument. It's the bots are the problem, not the quality of the bots that's the problem. But is this them trying to, like going back to Tito's comment of it doesn't fill you with confidence in the player base, is this them going, well, we don't think we can bring players back, so what we can do is try and make the ones that are happy with the bots happier, and we'll stop the rot? It's kind of that sort of vibe. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, moving on to our next story. Let's jump back over here. As Jordan Midler at VGC has a first of 2 Nintendo-focused articles. Reliable tech leaker posts a, quote, 360-degree render of Nintendo's new console. Switch 2 leaks continue as a render of the alleged full system is posted online. This article came out yesterday. I will say, I haven't read this article, but I did see something... I saw it yesterday, so it must have happened the day before, that CES is ongoing right now in Las Vegas. If you don't know what CES is, that's Consumer Electronics Show. It's basically when all of the new tech for the year ahead, from not just video games, but smart tech, wearable tech, AI, NVIDIA's graphics card, TVs, lighting, cameras, all that sort of stuff, all of the big technological manufacturers around the world go and show off their new gear or concepts for the year ahead. And there was like a smartphone peripheral manufacturer that clearly had been working with Nintendo and had been given access to Nintendo's next console sort of stuff to make hardware. And they just thought, fuck it, we'll bring our new peripherals to the thingy. But if you bring something that wraps around a Nintendo Switch to an event, you're effectively showing someone what a Nintendo Switch 2 looks like. So, yeah. That had happened previously. I don't know if that is mentioned in this. If not, we'll start to unpick all of that sort of stuff afterwards. So jumping into it. A reliable tech leaker has posted a 360-degree render claiming to show Nintendo's next console, which it claims is the most accurate look yet at the Switch 2. According to OnLeaks via 91 Mobiles, who have a history of posting accurate renders of unreleased tech such as previous Samsung phones and Pixel devices, the system will feature an 8.4-inch screen, 1.4 inches larger than the Nintendo Switch OLED, as previous reporting has suggested. The system will also reportedly feature a 3.5mm headphone jack, as well as a USB-C port on the top. This will allow the system to be charged in tabletop mode, something that isn't possible on the current generation of hardware. The render also features a sensor, the use for which is currently unknown. This is the latest in a deluge. Let's get rid of that bit at the bottom. A deluge of alleged information to be released about Nintendo's next console, all of which comes before Nintendo has officially announced the system. In just the last week, accessory listings have confirmed details about the system's memory capabilities, as well as potential mouse-like functionality in the Joy-Cons. Last week, supposed images of Switch 2's Joy-Cons made their way online, and if authentic, they corroborate previous claims that the Switch 2 Joy-Cons will be slightly larger and feature a magnetic connection. And at CES this week, this is the bit I was talking about, accessory maker Genkai, I want to say, I think it's Genkai, but I was hearing some things like Genkai or Gankai or something. There's a pronunciation like inflection on it. I'm just going to stick with Genki. So if anyone does know for certain, let me know. And I will ignore that and just keep calling it Genki. Nice, nice, nice. And at CES this week, accessory maker Genki has been showing off what it claims to be an accurate replica of the system ahead of an alleged April 2025 launch date. VGC reported, do you know what? We don't need to know what happened in 2023. We've got a lot to chew over there. Nintendo Switch 2, or whatever it's going to be called. Many leaks, including the Genki one that I was talking about. Imagine that, though. Nintendo signs you up, probably gets you NDA'd because you're a partner, and then you take an accurate replica of the system to the largest consumer electronics show in the world. Madness. You're getting sued, boys. But what are your thoughts, Mr. Bibb?
Yeah, so the one that you were talking about, the Genki one, the one that I shared in our Discord earlier this week. Yeah, the Joy-Cons look a lot more ergonomic on those ones compared to the ones that 91 Mobiles has put in the Jesus Christ. In the article that we just read, there's an embedded tweet in there.
Oh. I think we've lost Bibb. Or he's just building up the hype for this tweet. Do you know what? Whilst he ponders over it, I'm going to load up this tweet. I'm going to text him just in case he knows. He might still be like mid-flow in the conversation. Nintendo's on the attack. But yeah, you dead? Question mark. Send. Whew, okay, we've lost Bibb. So what we will do is we'll jump back over to this bit. Nice. This is the article it was talking about. Scoop alert. Nice. Thanks, 91 Mobiles. But yeah, this is the renders, the 3D renders of the new Switch 2's design. Obviously, the rounded edge. I don't know if you won't be able to see my mouse now. You will. The rounded edge, very similar to what the current Joy-Cons look like on Nintendo Switch 1. We'll call it that. Whereas the ones that Bibby showed previously in Discord was I think we've lost him. Bye, Bib. Bye. Have a great time. Okay, I'll take him off until he comes back. So yes, the one that Bibby shared previously in Discord had slightly different hand shapes. So talking about ergonomically, think of the way that an Xbox or a PlayStation controller has like the chunky bit that you hold with the palm of your hand. That doesn't exist on a Nintendo Switch Joy-Con. It's quite what's the word? I can't remember what the actual word is. Oh, it sounds like he's back. I can't hear him. He is back though.
Highly uncomfortable. That's what it sounds like, Graham.
Nice. There he is. Ergonomic was the word I was looking for. You weren't there, but basically, Bibby was talking about the ergonomic grips on the Switch that he had shared earlier in the week. I have seen a few different versions of things like that. I don't know if it was within that article, but I definitely seen it on social media where the ergonomic grips can be swapped in and out for different shapes. Was it in that one?
It was in that video, yeah. So I think it's like a 30-second video showing the back of the controller, where you can just slide them out to have something that's a lot more sleek, or you have one that's a lot more high profile, which benefits big hands like mine. So I haven't got my Switch next to me; it's still downstairs in my work bag. But I use the Hori split controllers on my Nintendo Switch, which make these Joy-Cons seem like toys in comparison. They're a lot more like holding a PS5 controller, for example. They're a lot more bulky. It feels natural in your hands. It's not just like on the back of these ones, it's pretty much just a straight. There's no grip for your hands, barring this little lip at the top, which basically has been put in so that the right trigger isn't flat.
It's trigger stops. That's all it is, isn't it, really?
Yeah, so these are a bit shit. As soon as I could get rid of them, I did. And I bought the Hori split controllers, which honestly, you could use that for hours and not get hand cramps. Whereas these, especially with my big hands, if I'm playing for like 45 minutes, an hour, it's not feasible. Yeah, it's not very comfortable at all. It's essentially like using the Vita. I didn't find that comfortable. I bought like a controller, like a peripheral thing that I slide my Vita into, and it makes it into a controller, so you can play it for a lot longer. Like, I don't know who's using these controllers and feeding back that they're comfortable. It must be a child, because there is no way an adult is holding these things for longer than 45 minutes an adult without getting like hand cramps. Like, there's a reason PlayStation 5 controllers and Xbox controllers all have some sort of groove for you to be able to mold the controller into your hands to make it comfortable for long stints in play. I don't understand why if that is what the Nintendo Switch 2 Joy-Cons are going to look like, who's been feeding that information back? Because it cannot be anyone who's played a Nintendo Switch for more than 10 hours.
Yeah,
it's this day and age.
There's definitely some improvements in terms of obviously the sizing of them. I say definitely. They look like they're either a bit taller or a bit wider, and there's obviously a little bit more chonk on the back around the trigger stop area because there's another button on there now. But overall, the shape is very much the same. Very flat, very uncomfortable. Whereas I've just reached over and grabbed this. This is my Steam Deck. So you've just seen the picture of the Switch 2 render on the screen. I'll jump back over just in case you didn't see that. If you're listening, just imagine that you're seeing it. Jobs are good and nice. You know exactly what we're talking about. It's basically the back of the Switch 2 mock-up is just a long, flat screen with effectively the top two corners have a little bit of an overhang where the switches come on. Very similar to the current Switch, just a bit bigger, obviously, extra 1.4 inch on the screen and so on. So if I jump back over to us now, this is the Steam Deck that I have. Obviously, similar sort of form factor, different button layouts and so on. We'll leave all of that stuff alone. But looking at the back of it, you can see very different. The end of the Steam Deck, it's almost like it has two handles. If I lean it forward, you can see it. There's two full nubbins, and that's like having a controller, very much like Bibby was talking about with his Hori Split. I've only seen it in person a couple of times. I think I've only actually touched it the first time yesterday when we were doing some capturing it in the studio, and that surprises me just how big the Hori Split is, but in a good way. Like, you realise, do you know what? I actually need this to make it comfortable to hold. Yeah. Like the Switch without it, it's like smartphone-esque in terms of the Switch smartphone sort of sizing, a bit bigger, obviously. It's more like a phablet sort of size, a phone tablet size. And you think, oh, that's nice and portable. It is, but not playable. And that's the difference, is like the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally and the Legion Go's, I imagine, and not have touched the Legion Go, have definitely started to lean into that. So seeing the leaks / mock-up / rumours / whatever earlier in the week, I was thinking, oh, okay, Nintendo realising there's ways around that. This then makes me think, okay, maybe they've not. Maybe everyone else is thinking that stuff too. Genki and other people are getting us the way that we can hold it that makes it decent. This one, not so much.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's not slowed the Switch sales down at all, as it is. It's now the second best-selling console of all time, behind the PlayStation 2, I think, and just in front of the Xbox 360. I say just in front. I think there's millions in between them. But in terms of what the Nintendo Switch has brought to the video game landscape as a whole, is unbelievable. The amount of customization that you can do to your console is incredible, and I feel like that is why it's giving it that longevity, because I don't know what the percentage of people would be that would have swapped their original Switch controllers out for something else like the Hori Switch. I don't know if that percentage is going to be that big, because you couldn't get a hold of the Joy-Cons at one point because they were selling out that fast. So there is obviously a lot of people around the world that enjoy using those controllers and probably don't want to see it being changed in the Nintendo Switch 2. Which doesn't suit my narrative, but that is because of how I want to play games and how comfortable the controller or the unit is in my hands. Like, I want something that's a lot more ergonomic. Like, I want to be comfortable while I'm playing it, and the Switch Joy-Cons just aren't that. But that, again, isn't the case for the rest of the world. So I am very interested to see what they're going to launch with stuck onto the side of the console, and how fast it would take someone to be able to create something that's compatible with it, like the Hori Split controllers. There's nothing out there now that doesn't say that you can't use the original Joy-Cons onto it. That might be something that's usable. I don't know. But that's it again. We'll just have to wait and see until it actually gets unveiled, because these are just all mock-ups at this moment in time.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you won't be able to use the original Joy-Cons. Not clipped on. You might be able to do some sort of Bluetooth pairing and things like that. But just because there's obviously rumors about magnetic tech and so on, and there was one that I was reading. I don't think they might have touched on it in that article, but I think it was a different article I was reading. Maybe something that JMK put in the Discord or something. Was like, there's a rumor of mouse tracking options on the actual, like having a mouse sensor so you can use the Joy-Cons to obviously use more sort of mouse-like display sort of stuff, which I always think, I'm not so sure, but using the trackpad mice things on the Steam Deck, I'm like, okay, this is actually it's actually really, really good. So, yeah.
One thing that doesn't give me so much confidence is that obviously these are just 3D renders based on people's ideas of what they might be hearing. The chonkiness of the one that we saw in the Genki one, compared to your Steam Deck, compared to the ROG Ally and things like that, it looks more like a Logitech G Cloud than it does any other high profile, shall we say, and more powerful units. So I don't know what the spec's going to be that's going to come out of this, but if this is what it's going to look like, I can't see it getting close to what the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally and Lenovo Legion Go, is that what it was called? I can't remember.
Yes, I think so.
So we'll have. I mean, Nintendo's never prided itself on having the best graphics in the market, because it's all about their IPs, and having third-party support for the Nintendo Switch has obviously pushed the envelope more for people to go, actually, I've got Skyrim on my PlayStation 4/5. Do I want it on my Nintendo Switch as well? Absolutely, I do. And having that third-party support has elevated it, in my opinion. People might disagree, but it's never prided itself on the best-in-class graphics. It's about the games that you can play on it. So I don't think they're going to be too arsed about it. Can't see it being a 4K screen. I can't see it being a 1080p, like a full 1080 unit, because I think it would be a complete battery drain compared to the size of the unit that we're going to be getting. The technology, the specs that we're going to get on this might be wild. I just don't expect the premium graphics, is all I'm going to say.
People may have heard the blim 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 stuff. My keyboard died just as Bibi was talking then, so apologies for those noises. That was me plugging my keyboard in so it worked, so I could bring this up on the screen. So this is the image that Bibi was talking about of the Genki console mock-up. I feel really, really sorry for the guy who's holding it, because he's got his face on the screen. Like, poor guy. Genki, then something in brackets, name, face of the exhibitor at CES. That guy. Yeah, even if it's you, you could just be a groundling at the event, but you are the one that's getting all of the flack for that. Sorry, mate. Marla's kicking off in the background. Sorry about that. So yes, that is Nintendo's CES, effectively. Leak the shit out of your new console before it happens. The rumors do say it's coming around April time, maybe before. So you've got to feel 3 months-ish away. We are on the verge of a Nintendo announcement. Anyway, like, there was also rumors that they were going to do it in December, but then with all of the American election stuff, they thought it's not the great time. The news will just get lost and so on, so we'll wait. But then this month is the American presidential inauguration, right? Like, Trump will get sworn in the next week or so. So what, do they wait till after that? Is it end of January we get the I don't know. But either way, with everything that's happening, it's picking up momentum because there's more information about because they're just about to do something, I'd imagine. So we'll get all of this confirmed pretty soon. But one thing that has kind of been confirmed in terms of Nintendo consoles-ish is our next story. Let me drop that one and jump back over here. So Nintendo reveals a new Lego console. Quote, build the classic. So Game Boy is the latest Nintendo console getting the Lego treatment. This is posted by Andy Robinson at VGC. So Nintendo and Lego have announced their next collaboration, a Lego Game Boy. Quote, build the classic Nintendo system in Lego form, end quote. Nintendo said in an announcement on Thursday, which included a teaser video of the Lego set and a release month of October. So this is the trailer that they posted yesterday, the teaser. I'm just making noise over the top of this just in case there's any sort of like strikeage. So yeah, not much to see there. A couple of buttons, a D-pad in Lego form, and then obviously logos. Lego plus Game Boy coming October 2025. So Game Boy marks the second Lego set based on a Nintendo games console, but the first based on a handheld. The Lego NES was released in August 2020 for £209.99. The set includes a brick-built NES model and an accompanying 1980s-style television set, complete with a scrolling Super Mario Brothers scene. Actually, it looks like a really, really good Lego set. Kind of a disappointed I didn't go for that one, but also I don't really need it as well. So I'm in like a constant state of flux between disappointed and not disappointed at the same time, but that will just remain. Nintendo has also released Lego sets based on its various game franchises, including Super Mario, Donkey Kong, Animal Crossing, Legend of Zelda, and Mario Kart. And last year, it released a Lego set based on the SNES game Super Mario World. This was followed by the Lego Legend of Zelda Great Deku Tree set. The Deku Tree, we don't need other information and that sort of stuff. We'll talk about this. Nintendo Lego Game Boy set. Does this tickle your pickle, babe?
It does, in terms of it being a Game Boy stuff. I don't know if you can quite see behind me, but I do have various different types of Game Boys, whether or not the Advance. I've got 2 Game Boy Advances and 2 Game Boy Colors behind me. They do need new houses, though, because they are like 24 years old at this moment in time. I do love Game Boy. I mean, it doesn't even show you what it's going to look like, which is, I don't know, weird. Obviously, it is just a teaser at this moment in time. What I can't get my head around at this currently is the growing trend in Lego. And I'm not saying that Lego is bad, but it just seems in the last 12 months, it's gone from I like Lego to everybody likes Lego. I like Lego, but I don't know where this boom's come from.
I kind of agree, but disagree at the same time in terms of I feel like that happens regularly in terms of go back 15 years and people just didn't give a shit about Lego, whereas me and Danielle have always had Lego sets. And so me and David, I mean, I grew up with Lego. It was a big thing for us growing up. So I've always been Lego positive in that sort of sense. And we were making Lego sets. And then it was about maybe even more than that. Maybe it's more like close to 20 years, 15, 16, 17, 18 years. And then there was just kind of like a pop. And then there was news articles about Lego is appreciating in value faster than gold. So if you want something to invest in, people would always say property or gold or something like that. But invest in Lego. That's something that will make more money faster, kind of thing. And then the bubble kind of not burst, but it just kind of slowed down a little bit. And then we came back to it a little bit later on, a couple of years later, a few years later. But it was one of those where it went from like obscurity to mega mainstream to kind of off, and then you get like a pop, a film, like a movie comes out and everyone likes it again, and then it kind of disappears, and then a big Lego set for something new comes out and then disappears, or a game comes out and it. But yeah, it definitely seems like we're in one of the boom segments right now.
Yeah, I don't know whether or not it's just because there's been some exciting sets that have come out or something, or well, I'm not going to say it's become more affordable, because if you go into anything like Smith's, the prices of Lego is just unbelievable. For even the smallest of things, you're looking at like 25, 30 quid, and that might just be for a small little Batman or something like that. Like, I don't have much Lego in it. I like building Lego. I think my son's actually got more Lego than I do. But the sets just seem to be so expensive, and I don't know whether or not it's because the demand is currently at an all-time high for various sets. I don't know, but I can't. How much? I just had the article up then. How much was that NES one? Was like 230 quid.
£210.
It was quite a big. Yeah, it was quite a big set, to be honest. And it had a lot of moving parts in there as well. But like £210 for Lego.
No,
I don't know how much each part costs to make, but I can imagine they've made a fuck ton of money off of that.
Yeah, for me, that's just a stupid amount of money that nobody would like put any Like, yeah, no, yeah, definitely.
Well, Wilkes has just texted me, so he must be listening because he's just texted me saying, "I built this Lego on Wednesday, and I couldn't tell you what it is.
Well,
It's something like a picture frame."
where I'm sat, I've got a Lego Wall-E there, which was about, I don't know, 50 quid or something like that. Then there's the Home Alone house, which is about 250 quid kind of thing. Maybe 299 or something like that. Although I didn't pay full price for the Home Alone house. I know someone that works for Lego, so I got a 50% discount. God damn. But the same thing applies to things like the Shield Helicarrier, the Batman Tumbler, Hogwarts, like the old school Hogwarts sets. We've got literal thousands of pounds of Lego sets.
Yeah.
And I agree, a lot of them I will not get because of the costs. The Home Alone one was different because we got it at half price, and we always buy a Christmas ornament or a Christmas display thingy or whatever, and that was a Christmas purchase for us. So,
But it's massive.
yeah.
Like if that was like 300 quid RRP, and I know you might have paid for it, you might have got 50% off it, but compare what the NES one is compared to that Home Alone house. Like the time investment that you would have taken for you to be able to build that versus the NES one, I think you're paying more for the NES branding.
The thing is, though, you say that, like, the NES one's probably similar in size. The difference,
You think?
Yeah, because you get like a life-sized NES console, which then has a life-sized NES controller off the front of it. But then you have, like, think of like a CRT TV alongside that with a Mario Picturescape in it. But it's one of those, like, do you know, like kids' TV. Fucking, you probably won't remember, even though you're almost as old as me. There was a toy back in the day that had like a twizzly sort of spinny wheel, and then the picture on the TV screen rotated round, kind of thing. That's what happens on the Mario thing. So there's a Mario character on the screen, and the screen moves. So you end up with like almost like an old portable CRT TV with a console next to it and a game cartridge, I think there was as well. And so size wise, you're probably similar to that house. So it was the fact that, yeah, but if I'm looking at £210 for a Lego, I can get an actual NES console for a quarter of that price. If I just want something that looks like a NES, I can get a NES. So
Yeah.
So it is like, it is cool. And it does look really good, and it does have functionality. And if you get a light set like this, you can get a really cool light set for it that lights up the CRT TV so it looks like it's on, and it just looks fucking badass. But yeah, it is very expensive. Don't get me wrong, I am aware of that. There's certain things, like the Home Alone house it's one of the coolest builds that there is, because of, like, you can make the stuff in the living room spin around like it does in the film. The truck, the fucking the loft opens up. There's the loads of little cool stuff that you see in the film there is in the Lego set. Whereas an NES doesn't really have that, because it just sits there. The front flap goes up. It's got a hinge on it. Nice. Okay, so it's the TV that's cool, but you're not buying the TV. You're buying the Lego NES set. So, yeah. I agree, though. Mega expensive. But Lego is a global, fashionable brand, working with other global, fashionable brands. So it's that sort of like double brand tax. You're paying brand tax twice for Lego and for Nintendo. The Game Boy one, I'm intrigued, because I can only see prices going up, just with the march of time and the end of the world approaching super fast. God damn it! It'll be $249.99. But how do we justify that? Because for it to be a Game Boy, it needs to be this big, which is half the size of the NES console. It doesn't need a CRT TV with it. So what are we doing? Is it only going to be a 90 quid set, an 80 quid set? So yeah, I don't know. And at that price, like, let's jump back over to Bib. Hide me again. There we go. Behind Bibby on underneath Sonic's foot is an actual Game Boy. Like, just put that on display. Oh wait, he already has. Game complete. Let's go.
Yeah, I love it. Amazing piece of kit.
So yeah, big fan. I love Lego. I just feel like for me, I'm not bothered about a Lego handheld console, because what the button's going to be able to press in. All right, nice one. Like, well, great. It's not necessarily mega function, so it's cool, but I'll wait to see. The worst bit about it for me, though, is January. We've announced this ready for October. So just 10 months to wait for a Lego set. What the fuck? Like June. Mention it in June. Announce it during Lego's E3 fucking window sort of stuff. Why are we mentioning it now? Sheesh.
Just in time for the holiday period, Graham.
Yeah, exactly. Lake saying ROG Ally. Yeah, boy. Do you still use your Ally, Lake? How are you getting on with it? Nintendo have patented a new DLSS light technology, as I put in one of the older leaks. I always built the Enterprise in Lego, then started to steal some of Graham's to make it bigger. He did, bastard. Lego, one of the world's greatest producers of painful plastic. Hi, Doom. Hiya, mate. We've a large bag full of it, like the size of 2 bin bags together. Some of that is the stuff I had as a kid in the 70s. Yeah, well, it's the same. It's the same system. The Lego system is the same size and shape for everything. So stuff from the 70s will work with stuff from 2030. That's the good bit about it. We've been buying Kobe? What's that? Lately, as my lads into tanks. I don't know what that is. I got a broken SNES for 30 quid and fixed it. It's going.
I think Kobe might be his son.
I thought we've been buying Kobe. I thought it was a brand. We've been buying like Duplo and Lego. I thought, what's Kobe? I was like, oh, so I've done a bit. It's going on the wall when we get space along with the Amiga. Phony's meant to be selling me. Sorry, Phony's got some third-party Lego, mate. I was right. There you go. Kobe is different brand stuff.
Oh,
nice. I'm gonna 3D print a Game Boy cover for a Raspberry Pi and stick a Pi emulator in it. Pi or a Mini NES cover. Yeah, do that.
I've seen the Mini NES ones quite a bit. They look mint. Look really good.
Fine. Ally is not for all PC games though. As in, you want to play PC games and you can't, or what do you mean? What do you mean? How long till someone strips a Game Boy and builds a shell using Lego? It's probably been done. Anyway, we'll put pins in that. We've got one final news article before we jump into the Free Game Friday wrap up. So let's do that. A little bit of a disappointing underline, this one, but I don't know why, so we'll figure that bit out together. This one, written by Andy Robertson at VGC, says, Ubisoft has delayed Assassin's Creed Shadows again, quote, to incorporate player feedback. Tagline, the next Assassin's Creed has slipped again to fully deliver on the potential of the game. So into the body of the article, Ubisoft has decided to delay Assassin's Creed Shadows a further month in order to incorporate more player feedback into the launch game. Into the launch game? Should that not be game launch? Announced? Anyway, Shadows, which was previously delayed from last November to February 2025, will now be released on March 20. Nice. Big fan of Match 20. I think that should be March. Jeez, boys. It's not going great, this one.
Bit of a stinker.
In a statement, I mean, it's just my verbal diarrhea, but in their article written yesterday, goddamn. In a statement, Ubisoft said the additional development time would allow it to, quote, better incorporate the player feedback gathered over the past 3 months and help create the best conditions for launch by continuing to engage closely with increasingly positive Assassin's Creed community, end quote. God damn. It's a big old quote. Previously, Ubisoft said it was confident a second delay would not be necessary. In the original postponement, the company announced it was departing from its traditional season pass model, cancelling early access to the title and granting players who pre-ordered the game its first expansion for free. Yves Guillemot, co-founder and CEO, said, quote, we are all behind our team's efforts to create the most ambitious Assassin's Creed opus of the franchise and made the decision to provide an extra month of development to Shadows in order to better incorporate the player feedback gathered over the past 3 months that will enable us to fully deliver on the potential of the game and finish the year on a strong note. The delay comes alongside news that Ubisoft has appointed advisors to review, quote, various transformational, strategic and capitalistic options for the business following a year in which its market value has more than halved. Following Assassin's Creed Shadows' first delay and the disappointing launch performance of Star Wars Outlaws, Ubisoft's share price dropped to its lowest point in nearly 11 years. Then last month, its online shooter X-Defiant was discontinued and 3 studios were closed. According to reports, this has led to the controlling Guillemot family to explore a potential deal that could take the company private. Isn't that Tencent that one of the people that are looking at buying into that? Speaking in a web call on Thursday, Yves Guillemot declined to comment on the reports. In Thursday's announcement, Ubisoft said the company, do you know what? We're not bothered about that. We'll go off that and go back into it. Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed until March 20th. Sorry, childish. I know. March 20th, the game is out now. So, personally, I'm not bothered. Okay, and what's another month? Make it good. I do dislike shit like this though. So I know exactly what Andy Robinson would say if we spoke to him about this and says, "Why have you included this line?" He'll be like, "Because it's fact. It is what's said. It's just journalism." And it is, but it's the Ubisoft said the additional time would allow it to better incorporate player feedback. Blah blah blah. Okay, what they're saying is the game isn't ready yet. We want to make it perfect for you. That's good. But then they immediately follow that with, previously, Ubisoft said it was confident a second delay would not be necessary. Why put that angle in? I know they have probably said that previously, but it just sounds like it's the funneling of negativity towards Ubisoft there. You're almost setting them up for a fail because you said you didn't need another delay, and now you didn't need a delay. What's the deal for that? I don't like that sort of angling of things. I mean, it's just pointing out fact. It happened. But for me, it doesn't need to be there. Like, they previously said it was going to be out in November, and it isn't. It's just another delay. Like, angling it in that sort of way is it's almost like we're trying to set up failure. Like, they said they didn't need another delay, and now they got one. Is the game going to be shit? Is this going to happen again? How many more delays are we going to get? Can we even be confident when we get it? It's like that sort of thing. He's not saying that, but those sort of conversations lead to the idiots of the internet saying that sort of stuff. So, yeah, don't like it, but that's maybe me reading between the lines. So, yeah. Assassin's Creed delayed, incorporate more play feedback. I'm happy with that. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think I could have put it better myself. If they're taking the time to delay the game, it's not going to... People... I feel like people will be on the side with this one, especially Assassin's Creed fans, because the amount of shit that this game has been given, and in a lot of cases, absolutely rightly so. So the fact that they're going, do you know what, we might have fucked up here, we'll delay it a little bit longer, probably has all of the Assassin's Creed fans happy about that, and people who might go, actually, I really like this culture that they're building the game around. Like I said to you before, I am not an Assassin's Creed fan by any stretch of the imagination. Played the first one, didn't like it. Started the second one, didn't like it. Didn't pick one up again till Valhalla came out because I love that Nordic Viking aesthetic world. So I thought, do you know what? I'll play this, and really, really enjoyed it. Only played it for like 40 hours. Like, anything more than that usually doesn't take me interest unless it's kind of like an MMO.
Baby getting 40 hours into any game is an achievement.
Literally unbelievable. Like, unheard of. So really enjoyed Valhalla. I haven't played one since. This looks cool though. Like, they did show, or it's been leaked or whatever, of some of the movement of this game over the last couple of days, and you see the character doing front flips off buildings and then doing like grapples onto the walls and stuff. And people are saying this looks more like the old style movement system than more of the newer ones, which obviously brings a lot of the old fans that may have lapsed back in again. So yeah, I feel like this is definitely the right thing to do across the board. Whether or not it's going to be the best thing for them, considering all of the echoes that have been coming out about Ubisoft, and I'm having to sell IPs and a lot of their assets and stuff. That's all, as far as I'm aware. Feel free to correct me, but I feel like that's all hearsay at this moment in time. Don't know if that's for absolute certain.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Hearsay.
Yeah,
So,
it's a funny one because there's a weird bubble around not just Assassin's Creed but Ubisoft at the moment, in terms of it's like people want Ubisoft to crash, and I just don't understand it. Like I said, don't get me wrong, I've said, like, we are Ubisoft partners, by the way, but obviously we still talk openly about Ubisoft. Like I was saying the other week, maybe just before Christmas sometime, that I feel like Ubisoft are stuck in a rut with how they market their games. They do the same things for the same people, the same way, and it's like the definition of madness. The definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And that's what Ubisoft keep going, oh, our marketing doesn't seem to hit because you're using the same creators in the same way, in the same like structure, your formulaic release date. And I was talking things like even creators that I like, but like going, oh, let's get Summit 1G to play this on launch day, so we'll get his 11,000 viewers watching it and so on. And but it didn't move the needle for you last time. Summit's audience will see Summit go, well, I don't even know what he's playing. Let's say he's playing PUBG. He's not, but let's say he's playing PUBG. A multiplayer shooter, battle royale, blah, 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 or he's playing some CSGO-esque sort of stuff like that. And then he goes and plays a single player PvE game, an RPG, which he goes, oh, this is cool, this is fun. There's not the same level of high-octane multiplayer killing that everyone that watches my stream all day, every day is used to, but a lot of people have seen it and go, okay, nice. And then the very next day, he doesn't go, I'm not being paid to finish this now, so I'm going to go straight back to my multiplayer game. People go, oh, well, he clearly wasn't, it was clearly just a paid sort of thing. He didn't love it enough to keep going. And he's not being paid for it, so he's not going to do it kind of thing. So if he's not bothered, I'm not bothered. And it's that, in influencer content, there's always that sort of thing that you've got to consider. Sometimes the exposure is worth it. Sometimes it's not, if it doesn't actually lead to a return on that investment. And it seems like they aren't learning from the last one and going, okay, well, whilst he's great for when we want to do some Rainbow Six stuff, because people can see a multiplayer shooter element, it's a different game from Counter-Strike or whatever, but people can, there's transferable skills and so on. We can go with that. Nice. They just go, okay, we've got an Assassin's Creed game. Let's give it Summit 1G. We've got a Star Wars game. Let's give it Summit 1G. We've got a shooter game. Let's give it Summit 1G. We've got Rabbids versus Rayman. Let's give it to Summit 1G. And it's just like, it's not working. Don't do that. So people want to see them collapse fail. That's the conversation we had pre-Christmas. But coming back to this then, Assassin's Creed Shadows being delayed, it seems like people want it to collapse. People want the buyout to happen from Tencent or something like that. And I get that because there's a lot of things that have been missed. Tito's put, I'm never seen the game, Division 3, am I? Division 2 wasn't as good as it should have been. What's Ubi's game that's not Metal Gear?
Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell, that's it. People want a new Splinter Cell that's not, what's he called? Sam Fisher in a mobile game. They want a proper, legit Splinter Cell, and they're not getting it kind of thing. Star Wars Outlaws, I thought was really good, and I do realise there's an irony in saying that in terms of I've only played 2 hours of it, and I didn't go back and finish it. But that's just my life as a fucking busy person / streamer and so on. I will finish that game because I thought it was really good from what I played. But yeah, the weird bubble surrounding Ubisoft seems like people want it to collapse. People almost want Assassin's Creed Shadows to collapse. And I'm thinking, it looks fucking amazing. There's so much gatekeeping going around, like the characters, the art style, what you can and can't do, to the point where we made a reel on it, a TikTok, a short, whatever you want to call it, about Assassin's Creed Shadows. And I even made Bibe add a note from the way that I pronounced. I said Yasuke, Yasuke, which is one of the characters in the game. But people are so angry and nitpicky and aggressive around Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed at the moment that it's actually Yasuke, or a variation of that, Yasuke or something like that. But anyone that says Yasuke, because that's how it's written, go, you don't fucking know it. You can't fucking, you're not allowed to like this game. And it's like, fuck me, man. The amount of people that have pronounced my name incorrectly over the years because there's a silent H in the middle of it, like kind of thing. I don't fucking weird up over that, but it's that sort of toxicity around the smallest details for everything. So whilst this game looks incredible, the fact that they've had to make some sort, like I think 2 different public addresses, like dealing with the gammons that are attacking it and so on. I hope this game is a massive success because Ubisoft need a win. And I'd like to see a very big game that's taking a new angle on an older franchise, having 2 main characters, protagonists in the story. I'd like to see success for a game trying to modernize itself rather than just see people tearing it down. The flip side is a lot of people want to see Ubisoft fail and see industry changes and so on. So it's got a lot of work to do for that to be successful. And I hope it is. I hope it is. I'd like to see a good success story, because if not, people are very quick to go, the industry's in a shit state. Lots of people are losing their jobs left, right, and centre. What do they think will happen if Assassin's Creed Shadows fails and someone has to come in and buy Tencent out? Does that mean everyone's jobs are secure, or has history repeatedly shown that when you get a buyout, your jobs are safe for 3 to 6 months before the restructure happens?
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's happened across the board very recently. Like, it's no one's safe.
Yeah. So give us a really good game that is massively successful. Ubisoft fucking smash it and go, do you know what? Let's not just do crap releases over and over again. Let's make meaningful content, marketed well, and everyone's happy. Job's good. Nice. Geez, it's like I wrote it and read it to Nietzsche. I know it's coming out on March the 20th, like. Missed this, was on a works call. What did I miss? I'm speaking like a numpty, and the articles have been written by my text-to-speech, effectively. Nice. 100% Division 2 wasn't as good. Copy and paste without the soul. Yeah. And that don't get me wrong, that is part of the reason why Ubisoft has so much negativity around it. I get it. The stuff that we've spoken about at length before, the exploitative add-ons to Valhalla to reduce grind, spend £10 and you'll get rid of the shit that doesn't need to be in the game, is a crap marketing mantra. It's just exploitation. Fill it with good content and people will pay you £10, but you want to get the £10 without earning it. It's the shit bit. And this is the same company that, go back to the start of the PS4, you could upgrade Assassin's Creed Black Flag from your PS3 to your PS4 version for £10 flat fee. Game changer back then. Being so forward thinking to being so far behind the times. That's why people are annoyed at Ubisoft. So yeah. My wife's B-day is in match. Nice.
Good work.
12 says match. Yeah, that was intentional, 12. Honestly, get back to work. The article that we were just looking at was talking about the game coming out in March 20th. But I appreciate the energy, though. At least you've got the consistency. Next article is exclamation mark free game Friday. Yeah. What's free on the Epic Game Store right now? This is written by Laura Morton. We got new contributors as well. Park. Yeah, shout out Morgan Park. But Sarah Richter and Laura Morton have written this one, so let's see if they keep the same format. This is from PC Gamer, and obviously we jump to those every week to let you know what the free games are. So free right now, January 9th to the 16th, is Turmoil. So free for the taking this week is the Oil Tycoon Simulator Turmoil, where you try to become an oil baron during the turn of the century oil rush. If you're in the mood for money making, Turmoil has both campaign and procedurally generated modes where you make questionable deals with townspeople, search for oil, and maximize profits. It's even got online multiplayer in case you want to use your extra long straw to drink someone else's milkshake. I don't know where that last sentence came from, but there we fucking go. Nice. So that is free right now on the Epic Game Store. January 9th to 16th. So from 4 p.m. yesterday till 4 p.m. next Thursday, Turmoil is free. Next week, that will change to Escape Academy. We don't have any details on that, and we're not going to bring you any, but we will next week. I'll jump back to the split screen while I bring up the next one. So that is what's free on the Epic Game Store. There is also a bunch of stuff for all of you Amazon Primer homies out there as well. This one is written by Matt Wales and the team at Eurogamer. It says, Amazon reveals 16 titles heading to Prime Gaming in January, including Zombie Army 4 and BioShock 2. BioShock 2 is available right now, by the way. So if you've got Prime and you're on Twitch, click on the Prime Gaming bit. Get your game, add it to your GOG library. If you don't have a library on GOG, I would very much recommend. I know there's many launchers and many different places to play games. You've got Steam, you've got Epic, you've got GOG, you've got whatever. But you get that much stuff through GOG. For GOG through Prime. It's definitely worth having. But anyway, if you thought 2025 might finally be the year you managed to get through that pesky games backlog, signs aren't looking good. You can now chuck more onto the pile with Amazon having announced it's bringing another 16 titles to Prime Gaming in January. This month's offerings, as is customary for Prime Gaming, arrive over the course of several scheduled content drops. That starts right now with acclaimed undersea shooter sequel BioShock 2 Remastered, side-scrolling action RPG Eastern Exorcist, surreal puzzler The Bridge, 2D hack and slasher Spirit Mancer, and aeronautical arcade game Skydrift Infinity. Then, as January continues, Prime Gaming subscribers can look forward to the likes of celebrated deck-building fantasy RPG SteamWorld Quest, Hand of Gilgamesh, or is it Gilgamesh? Don't know. Acclaimed retro stealth FPS Blood West, Zombie Army 4 Dead War, Super Meat Boy Forever, and Deus Ex Game of the Year Edition. The full list of titles can be found below. So I'll quickly go through that again. Available now, Eastern Exorcist, The Bridge, Bioshock 2, Spirit Mancer, and Skydrift Infinity. 16th of January sees the addition of Grip, SteamWorld Quest, Hand of Gilgamesh, that one. Are you smarter than a fifth grader? 23rd of, that was just a general question for Bib, that, by the way, not an addition.
No, the answer is no.
23rd of January sees Deus Ex Game of the Year Edition, To the Rescue, Star Stuff, Spitling, Zombie Army 4, Dead War, and then the 30th of January sees Ender Lilies, Quietus of the Nights, Blood West, and Super Meat Boy Forever. Nice. There is a little bit at the end, but we can wrap it up there. So there you go. Those are all free 16 titles coming across the course of this month. So if you've got Prime, make sure you get them added to your library. You don't have to play them right now, and I'm pretty sure you keep all of them forever. So just get them added, play them in 2032. Job done? Nice. Match the 11th. Nice. There you go. 12 says fuck off. So yeah, if anyone has just dropped in late, I'll give you a quick roundup of what we've spoken about. So PUBG has AI CPCs, which is co-player characters. So not just non-player stuff. You kind of half control the AI stuff. Good tech. Do we need it? Is the question. Go back, check it, let us know in the Discord if you want to get involved. We then spoke about Nintendo Switches 2 and all of the rumors around that. We then spoke about Nintendo's Game Boy being reinvented as a Lego console, and Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed by another month until March the 20th. Nice. Also, pre-game Friday. Nice. But yeah, we are going to wrap things up. Anyone that's been in the stream, we appreciate you sticking around for that. You're all beautiful. Thank you very much. Reminders that we'll be back tonight and tomorrow with some streamy contents and stuff, so you don't have to wait too long to get to see us again. Also, a reminder that we will be doing the loot drop in the Discord this afternoon. So if you were subbed on Monday, keep your eyes out there. You might bag yourself a little bit of a prize. And if you want to be in the next one, Monday, next month, get yourself sub right now. You'll be in for next month.
Yes.
Just saying. So yeah, we're going to disappear. We'll drop a raid on one of our friends, but before that happens...
Yes.
Anything you want to add, Mr. Bib?
Yes, two things, Graham. You covered the third thing, saying that we're going to be going live tonight. The game is still up in the air. I'm still waiting to hear back from a few people. So I'll let you know ASAP as to who's going to be joining us and what game we're going to be playing.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. One thing that Graham actually did touch on Wednesday's stream is that we actually have a kit.co now, which I'll just drop into the chat for you guys that are looking for what we actually have in our setups, whether or not it's the Elgato Wave 3 mics, whether or not it's the Stream Decks, whether or not it's the Astro Wave 50Xs. All of our technology that we have in our setups that you might see and you might like are now available on our kit.co. That's split up into my office, split up into Graham's office, and also the ICU studio. Not everything that we have is listed in there yet. If there's something that you think you've seen us use, Jesus Christ, 1 second. I thought I could power through that, but I really couldn't. It was getting worse. If there's something you've seen us use before that we haven't listed there yet, please do let us know and we'll put it in there for you. Basically, what happens is it's all listed there for you. You have a nice little affiliate link there. You buy something, we get some money for it as a little cashback. That is as simple as that. So you are technically supporting us while also getting the same thing that we have that you might think is super cool. So yeah, that is available for you to be able to use. We are going to update that across our socials as well. So if you haven't seen it, it will be listed in our chat bots as well as our descriptions on YouTube and all of the other things that you come to find with our links on as well. So yeah, again, if there is something that you thought is quite cool that you want to own yourself, go through and all the affiliate links there for us for the likes of GT Omega and also Amazon. So appreciate all your support on that, guys. Lastly, if you want to help support next week's show, there's two ways you can do so. First of all, find us on social media. This is at Ice Cream Wattles across all major social media platforms. Or alternatively, get involved with our Discord. All we need from you is URL plus your thoughts and opinions. We will then give you our thoughts and opinions on the very next show, which will be at what time? Next Friday, Mr. Graham Day.
10 a.m.
Ish.
10 a.m.
Big-ish.
ish. Yeah. So we'll be back with some Scoopy Fun Times 10 a.m. next week. You can join us for that, as mentioned by Babe. Tonight, tomorrow, game streams. Lovely.
Lovely.
This afternoon in the Discord giveaways, even more lovelier. That's it, though. Stick around for the raid. We don't know who we're going to drop it on. We'll go and visit one of our friends. But for now, have yourselves a beautiful afternoon. And if we don't see you for the gameplay streams, have a good weekend. Until then, though, stay frosty.